The world is changing. For decades, the United States has been the dominant global power, but today, that dominance is being challenged. Countries are looking for new partners, and many are finding what they need in China. This shift is being driven by a complex interplay of factors, including global dynamics, economic considerations, and geopolitical realities. The old world order, with the US at the helm, is giving way to a new, more multipolar world. In this new world, China is playing an increasingly important role. Understanding why countries are choosing China over the US is crucial for understanding the future of global politics. The US has long pursued a foreign policy based on interventionism. It has used its military and economic might to shape the world in its own image. While this approach has had its successes, it has also led to resentment and instability in many parts of the world. Recent US actions, particularly in the realm of trade, have further alienated some of its traditional allies. The imposition of tariffs and trade barriers has disrupted global supply chains and hurt businesses around the world. This has led many countries to question the reliability of the US as an economic partner. The US's global military presence, while projecting strength, comes at a steep price. Maintaining military bases and engaging in conflicts around the world is a significant financial burden. This has led to calls for the US to reduce its military footprint and focus on domestic issues. Furthermore, the US's focus on military solutions has often overshadowed its diplomatic efforts. This has created the perception that the US is more interested in dictating terms than in building consensus. As a result, many countries are seeking alternative partners who offer a more collaborative approach to international relations. In contrast to the US, China is presenting itself as a partner for development and cooperation. This approach has been particularly appealing to many developing nations that are looking for alternatives to traditional Western powers. By positioning itself as a non-interventionist ally, China has managed to build strong relationships based on mutual benefit and respect. This strategy has allowed China to expand its influence across various regions, including Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. Its economic rise has been nothing short of remarkable, and it is now a major player in global trade and investment. Over the past few decades, China has transformed from a largely agrarian society into an industrial and technological powerhouse. This transformation has been driven by a combination of state-led initiatives and private enterprise, resulting in rapid urbanization and significant improvements in infrastructure. The country's major cities, such as Shanghai and Beijing, are now global hubs for finance, technology, and culture. China's Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project spanning across continents, is just one example of its ambition and global reach. Launched in 2013, the initiative aims to enhance global trade and stimulate economic growth across Asia and beyond by building a vast network of railways, highways, and ports. This project not only facilitates trade but also fosters closer economic ties between China and participating countries. By investing in infrastructure, China is helping to lay the groundwork for long-term economic development in these regions. China's non-interference policy is another factor attracting countries wary of the US's interventionist approach. Unlike some Western nations, China does not impose political conditions on its economic partnerships. This policy of non-interference has been particularly appealing to governments that prioritize sovereignty and self-determination. By respecting the internal affairs of other countries, China has been able to foster trust and cooperation, making it a preferred partner for many. China's focus on economic development and its willingness to work with governments of all stripes have made it a popular partner for countries seeking to advance their own interests without external interference. This pragmatic approach has allowed China to engage in a wide range of projects, from building roads and bridges to developing energy resources and telecommunications networks. By providing financial and technical assistance, China is helping to drive economic growth and improve living standards in many parts of the world. This mutually beneficial cooperation is a key factor in China's rising global influence. Number 5. The Belt and Road, a Path to Partnership. The Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI, is China's signature foreign policy project. Launched in 2013 by President Xi Jinping, the initiative aims to revive the ancient Silk Road trade routes and create a vast network of trade and economic corridors. This ambitious project spans over 60 countries, covering Asia, Europe, and Africa, and involves trillions of dollars in investments. It aims to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through a network of roads, railways, ports, and other infrastructure projects. These projects are designed to enhance trade, stimulate economic growth, and foster regional cooperation. By improving connectivity, the BRI seeks to create new opportunities for commerce and investment, benefiting both China and its partner countries. You know, the BRI is not just about building infrastructure, it is about building partnerships and fostering economic development. Through these collaborations, China and its partner countries work together to achieve mutual benefits. The initiative promotes cultural exchange, technological transfer, and people-to-people connections, strengthening ties between nations. For countries seeking to improve their infrastructure and attract foreign investment, the BRI offers a tempting opportunity. Many developing nations face significant challenges in financing and implementing large-scale infrastructure projects. The BRI provides an alternative source of funding and expertise, helping these countries overcome their development hurdles. China is willing to provide financing and expertise for these projects, often with fewer conditions than traditional lenders. This flexibility makes the BRI an attractive option for countries with limited access to international capital markets. Chinese banks and financial institutions play a crucial role in supporting BRI projects, offering loans and investment to ensure their successful completion. This has made the BRI a game changer for many developing countries, particularly in Africa and Southeast Asia. The new infrastructure has transformed local economies, creating jobs, boosting trade, and improving living standards. As these countries continue to develop, the BRI will remain a key driver of growth and prosperity, fostering a more interconnected and prosperous world. Number 6. The Non-Interference Principle, China's hands-off approach. Unlike the US, China does not impose its values or political systems on its partners. It adheres to a strict policy of non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries. This approach is particularly appealing to countries with authoritarian governments or those wary of Western-style democracy promotion. While some criticize China's non-interference policy as a way of condoning human rights abuses, others see it as a refreshing change from the US's tendency to intervene in the affairs of other nations. For many countries, China's approach represents a more respectful and equitable form of international relations. Number 7. A new dawn for the European Union. The European Union, traditionally a close ally of the US, is also re-evaluating its relationship with both superpowers. This re-evaluation comes at a time when global dynamics are shifting rapidly, and the EU finds itself at a crossroads. The transatlantic relationship, while still strong, faces new challenges and opportunities. The EU is keen to maintain its historical ties with the US, but it is also aware of the need to adapt to a changing world order. The EU is seeking to chart a more independent course in the world, balancing its economic interests with its security concerns. This involves not only strengthening its internal cohesion, but also redefining its external partnerships. The European Parliament and various EU institutions are actively engaged in discussions to formulate policies that reflect this new direction. The goal is to ensure that the EU remains a formidable player on the global stage, capable of making autonomous decisions that serve its long-term interests. China's economic clout is difficult for the EU to ignore. With its vast market and growing influence, China presents both opportunities and challenges for the European Union. Trade between the EU and China has been booming, with both sides benefiting from this economic relationship. However, this interdependence also comes with its own set of complexities. The EU must navigate these waters carefully, ensuring that it does not become overly dependent on any single country for its economic prosperity. However, the EU is also wary of becoming overly reliant on China and is concerned about China's human rights record and its partnership with Russia. These issues have sparked debates within the EU, with some member states advocating for a tougher stance on China. The European Union is committed to upholding its values, including human rights and democratic principles, which sometimes puts it at odds with China's policies. Additionally, China's close ties with Russia add another layer of complexity to the EU's foreign policy considerations. This has led to a nuanced and evolving approach, with some EU members advocating for closer ties with China, while others urge caution. The European Union is striving to find a balanced strategy that allows it to engage with China economically while also addressing its concerns about human rights and geopolitical stability. This delicate balancing act requires constant dialogue and negotiation, both within the EU and with its external partners. As the EU navigates this complex landscape, it aims to emerge as a more resilient and independent global actor. Number 8. Reshoring, a double-edged sword. The U.S. has been encouraging its companies to bring manufacturing back home through reshoring initiatives. While this may create jobs domestically, it also creates opportunities for other countries to fill the void left by U.S. companies in global supply chains. China is well positioned to benefit from this shift. Its manufacturing capacity and its growing technological prowess make it an attractive partner for companies seeking to diversify their supply chains. As the U.S. turns inward, China is strengthening its position as the world's factory floor. Number 9. The future of global power. The shift in global alliances from the U.S. to China is a complex phenomenon with far-reaching implications. It reflects a changing world order where economic power is shifting, and traditional alliances are being redefined. The U.S. remains a formidable power, but its influence is waning as countries seek out new partnerships. China, with its economic might and its non-interference policy, is well positioned to fill the void. The future of global power will be shaped by how these two giants navigate this new era of geopolitical competition. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more insights on global affairs.